Are we good?
We're great.
Aren't we a little bit to the left? No?
We're great.
We're good?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're great. All right. So good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to a Lil Tea Time. It is me, Jarek, aka JRUSD, your favorite published author's favorite published author, and your host of a Little Tea Time. Tonight, I have the honor and privilege to be interviewing my friend and a new Shreveport native, Miss Oksana Baiul. Welcome to a Little Tea Time.
Thank you. I am sitting here looking at you because I don't know you like this, I only know you like a friend
Yes.
and thinking how first time I've met you.
Yes, we were at the Pop In Pizza
Popping
anniversary.
pizza with Brittany, and Brittany said we were all sitting at the table and we were all talking, and my husband was there, my daughter was there coloring, and it was fantastic because that place is just was wonderful. And we ran into each other, and you were sitting at the table, and we were all talking about how this whole atmosphere reminds us, like it did reminded me of New York
Yes.
a lot. It was pizza place, artists. I mean, Brittany was giving everybody pencils. You can draw, you can take photos. It's just such an artistic place where you were able to go and eat pizza.
Yes. It was an even then it was an honor to meet you because I did not know who you were when I walked in that day.
But you're too young.
Right. Um, and even now to know who you are personally, it's strange, but it's a fantastic situation for me because I'm just a small town guy. And to see you around in my neighborhood just casually in the Circle K in the parking lot at the gas station or running to you over in Highland when I'm headed to the grocery store, it makes me feel like, no, she's one of ours in Shreveport when we can run into each other in the local places here. So,
The day when I met you, that was right after I skated in my driveway.
yes,
That was right after. Do you remember how cold it was? You
it
wore.
definitely was cold. I had on multiple layers that day.
So locals are telling me like, Miss Bayul, you froze our Shreveport. We thought it was so cool to see you skate, but we couldn't leave our houses.
Yes.
We've never seen that much ice before. I mean, I know it froze like 4 years ago.
Hmm.
You guys had a big freeze, but I wasn't here. And yeah, it was funny because I I woke up around 2 o'clock and I looked outside and I see it's all white.
Hmm.
Okay. And I said to myself, oh my gosh, if we're going that way, then I will probably be skating tonight with my daughter. And I came outside and I saw this ice, because it wasn't snow, it was ice everywhere.
It was.
I felt like a snow queen from Frozen.
Okay, Elsa. Great reference.
I was like, oh my gosh, I froze Shreveport. Yeah, and I touched the, the thing, and it was all ice.
Mhm.
And I said to myself, oh my gosh, if it's gonna go like this, it's gonna be literally frozen. And I put my skates on and I was skating in my driveway with my kid. And I made that video and it went viral. But I was actually watching people drive on the roads and I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, it's so dangerous,
Mhm.
so it's Yeah, and the next day or the same day, right after that video went viral, is when I met you at the Poppin' Pizza. I
Yes,
think it was the only place where you can go out and grab something to eat.
yes.
So yeah, it was just unbelievable.
Just y'all, just so I can give y'all some context to this. I literally knew about Pop In Pizza's anniversary.
Yeah,
And so I was going down there anyway this particular day. And so when I came in, I just saw everybody there. I was just green to who is who. And so it was Brittany that told me, no, come over and have a seat at
yeah.
the table with us. And then she told me who you was, and I was still like,
And you went back home and you Googled, who is that girl?
yay.
Who is that old lady? And then you were like, oh my God, she is a Olympic gold medalist.
And the photo that we took, it was the photo that we took. The photo
Yeah,
that we took went
yeah.
viral on Instagram, and people were literally going insane behind the photo. And just thank you, because a small town guy like me, you made what I've been doing here with a Little Tea Time so much bigger than me. And even having you here tonight, this is just an over the top experience for me to have a major brand name here on my show tonight.
Jerick, I am a human,
Mhm.
okay? First and foremost. Where I grew up, I wanted to share a little story about me, how I was growing up. I was growing up actually by loving I was doing what I loved, and I loved figure skating.
Mhm.
And in my country back then, I literally spent all my time going and ice skating and spending time at that particular facility. And I really, really was enjoying always like what I was doing as a child. And a lot of people should understand I grew up Soviet,
Mhm.
and my family really didn't have that much at all. They were just a working family, and I mostly was spending time with my grandmother. And believe it or not, it's funny because this is a little small town, and every Sunday I like to go to the Saturdays, right?
Mhm.
Farmers markets.
Mhm.
And with my grandmother, every Sunday I used to go to the farmer market too. Yeah, because we didn't have a lot of things to choose from. Like
Mhm.
in our grocery stores, we didn't have too much food, so we had to be kind of like reliable on farmers markets.
Yes. Yes.
So right here, when I moved here to Shreveport, I remember I was like, oh my gosh, there is like 10 different farmers markets, and there's local honey and there's local farms. And I was started exploring all of it, and it brings back your childhood memories,
Mhm.
especially for my 9-year old, because we would go and we would buy fresh eggs from a farm, and then we would come home and we will cook everything. And it really is reminding me of how I grew up with my grandmother.
Yes. I remember that you went over to Blueberry Hill Farms.
I just went 2 days ago. I just got 5 more cases of honey because I have horrible allergies
Mhm.
and I wouldn't take any pills. And people tell me, please take local honey. So my husband takes it, my daughter does it, and I do it.
Yes.
Yeah, I just went again. I just got 5 cans of honey.
I love that because you've invested yourself into our city here, and this is not just our home; it's your home and your family's home, and we are just so grateful that y'all are here with us. Who would have known? Um,
I also love artistry,
mhm,
and that's what separated me at the Olympics
mhm.
from a lot of different other skaters because I always skated from my heart, and I still do. And I do things not from the head, I do things from the heart. And here in Shreveport, I literally find so many different artists,
Yes.
and people don't know how huge. It's very small, but it's such a big, colorful art community here, and
Yes.
you're a part of it.
I am.
And that's how I've met you again. Um, I was at the store at
Borealis.
Cathy's store, yes, and I see you there, and I'm like, hey, how are you? You know, what are the odds? And then I see you again coming out from the store and you walking on the street, and then I just literally 2 days ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was at the gasoline station and I was texting on my phone and you said to me, Miss Bayul, is that you in the car texting? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you and I, we have a very interesting connection because I don't run into that many people in,
Not
I
really.
mean, Shreveport is very small, tight
It is.
community,
We are very tight.
but I run into you constantly everywhere. I
Yeah.
just think it's so awesome.
It is. Oh,
You know what I mean?
I do. At first, I was like, "What is going on? I can't run into everybody."
Right,
It is. It
right.
was. It was a little
It's almost
surreal.
like it's meant to be.
Yeah. And when I ran into you just this past few days ago, I was out for my morning walk that particular day, and I went into the store. And then when I did come out, I was like, that looked like her, but I don't approach people's cars. So if I have your number and I'm able to contact
Right.
you, I'll contact you first. Like, hey, did I just see you? And so it was just so great to see you even that day. And now to have you again here, and we're talking about Ukraine and everything that's been going on over in your homeland. How has that been affecting you and your family?
Well, oh, when the war started, I was still living in Vegas, Las
Mm-hmm.
Vegas. And I was on the phone with all of my friends and people who I grew up with, and just Ukrainians who is my extended family.
Mm-hmm.
And I was speaking to all of them, and nobody knew what was happening because Putin announced it and he said, I'm gonna take Kiev in 3 days. And he will start dropping bombs on top of the hospitals and, just lots of different buildings, and everybody was not knowing what to expect. I remember I took Sophia to a pizza place because she loves pizza. And I remember I didn't want to, I was hiding it from her, like, mommy doesn't feel right, But
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was sitting in the car and my hands were like shaking, because when the attack is happening and the war basically is happening
Mm-hmm.
in your country where you grew up at and you are not there anymore, your heart is still there and your people is still
Mm-hmm.
there and your friends that you grew up with is still there, and you just don't know what to do and how to help. And you were on the phone. I was watching the news constantly
Mm-hmm.
because when we moved to Shreveport, my husband said to me, no more television for you, because literally I was just watching what's happening there constantly. And I remember when we moved to Shreveport, you guys put Ukrainian flags out.
Mm-hmm.
It was so many houses that had Ukrainian flags out. And I remember when I came to downtown, it was a huge mural of Ukrainian flag. And I said to myself, oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. Thank you, Americans. Thank you, Shreveport. And then I remember the people were started talking to me of getting the word out and start speaking, because when the media was started calling me and asking me like, can you tell us about Ukraine? I'm like, I'm not there. I am not on Ukrainian soil. I'm in US.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is what I know from my friends that I'm speaking to, but there is not much I can share with you. I think you guys know more, because the people were hiding in the train stations when the attacks were happening.
Mm-hmm.
They had to go
Underground.
underground and they had to hide there, and the mothers with children's, they were hiding there, and the men, they were basically started fighting for the country.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that was the beginning of the war. And I wasn't really saying anything because I'm here, they're there. I really don't want people to think like, oh, I'm just doing this for PR. Then Ukrainians were started begging me to do the interviews and to speak on their behalf.
Mm-hmm.
And I did few interviews and I do certain things here and there, um, but it's very scary, Jake. It's very scary because what I have told to my Ukrainian skater friends, I said, I can organize for you a figure skating clubs would be willing to take you in, and nobody wants to leave their kids there,
Mm-hmm.
their families there, their mothers, their grandmothers, their brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all telling me it's okay, we're gonna stay in Ukraine. What else can I share with you? Our structures, like our facilities, the ice rink where
Yes.
I grew up at, has been bombed and it's destroyed
I saw that. I
completely.
saw that.
So it's so sad and my heart is broken, but on the same token, I believe in God and I think if I am here and if I can aware and if I can raise an awareness about Ukraine living here, that's good enough.
Yes.
And I'm grateful that you are giving me your platform
Yes.
so I can talk to people about it, because people don't understand how scary it is sometimes for me to call back to certain people, and sometimes the attacks with the bombs and everything
Mm-hmm.
is so intense,
Mm-hmm.
and to hear their voice and to kind of say, are you guys okay? Because where I come from, where I grew up, it's very close to the Donetsk
Mm-hmm.
and Zaporizhia, and it's a war zone basically. It's like 45 minutes away where I come from. So they're shooting and fighting in Donetsk constantly. So I feel like, oh my gosh, and they're bombing Dnipro, the city where I was born and where I come from, constantly. So when I make phone calls back to them, they don't have power. Uh, they don't have water, and everything has to be repaired constantly.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, the water is very scary. It's
It
so
is.
scary. And,
It is.
and I just, I am being okay because I've had 2.5 years to basically get stronger and
Yes.
to try to understand what the war is.
Mm-hmm.
And but in the beginning I was crying constantly, Jerick. I was I wasn't feeling good at all because I just couldn't humanly understand how horrible this is.
Right. It's for for me personally, and for the viewers who will possibly get to see the interview, when September 11th happened here
Yeah,
in the United States,
yeah.
it was the exact same feeling for
I
us.
was watching the second. I had I lived in New Jersey and I was watching from my apartment because I had the view on Manhattan from the
Mm-hmm.
west side.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the second flight hit the building.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And all the people from New York, they crossed Lincoln Tunnel, they
Mm-hmm.
crossed George Washington Bridge, and they were, we were welcoming them in New Jersey because they had to walk, they had to leave New York. I remember I took a ferry to New York, and I do remember, my God, everybody from um, Atlanta, so many people came in to help New York when that just happened. To me, honestly, it was the same thing. It was like, I remember that big, huge boat came in
Mm-hmm.
with the Red Cross and the duct,
Mm-hmm.
in the New York City. And I remember when I went to New York City, it looked like a movie to me, like Steven Spielberg movie,
Mm-hmm.
like a set of a movie. I couldn't process it. It's happened.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Honestly, it did happen. And I remember we, as a community, as a skating community, we got together and we did couple charity events to support New Yorkers
Mm-hmm.
and to support firefighters because the first responders were the people, usually when things like that happen, like right now in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
the people are the first responders, and I want to tell you the funniest story. Uh, when we just moved here, it was right before, maybe a couple weeks before the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
So we celebrated 4th of July and we went upstairs to sleep. And then there is something from up in our bedroom just flopped on the floor. And we were like, what the heck is it? It's a bat. Okay? 4th of July, Shreveport.
Uh-huh.
Firefighters, thank you so much. Um, we called, I mean, you have to call your local pest control people to come and remove it. Everybody and anybody who lives in Shreveport on 4th of July, if you are not from here, we just moved in,
Mm-hmm.
okay? We were calling probably from 10 o'clock at night till 1 o'clock in the morning to every single pest control company, and everywhere was like, we called 911, we called police, we called everybody, and nobody can remove this because it's federally protected animal. So everyone told us, like, literally, please go. And that thing, was get up and start flying around,
Yes.
okay? And then it just glitches to like the painting.
Mm-hmm.
in, we put out a few paintings at that time, and my husband was like, no, no, not this painting, not this one, go to that one. So we had no idea how to remove that pet
Mm-hmm.
from our house, and we can't kill it. We're not that type of people. And I was like literally at 1 o'clock in the morning. My daughter was sitting in the bed. We told her to sit, and we had the little chihuahua and to hold our little pet. But the bat was flying around, the house, and we have no idea how to clutch it. So we called everybody, and I said to my husband, I'm gonna go to fire department, and I mean they'll say cuckoo crazy woman, and I did. I actually went to the fire department, fireplace, and fire station,
Yes.
and I knocked on the door. It was 1 o'clock in the morning, and I told them, I said, listen, guys, we just moved in. We're not from here. We have a bat in the house. And I was frantic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I was frantic. And I said, if you're not going to help us, we're not going to sleep. We don't know how to remove this bat from our house. Please, please help us.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, ma'am, where do you live? I said, right there, right around the corner. They said, we will be there. Don't worry, ma'am. So the guy came in literally with their gloves on, like the
Yeah.
firefighter gloves. He's like, where is it? I said, right there, right there. So he went upstairs, he grabbed it like this with the glove. He took it, he went down the steps and he just let it out. Oh my gosh, the fire department was laughing so hard. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then they said, if you will find the snake, don't call us. If you will find the snake at your park, don't call us because we're scared of snakes too. So this is my thank you, honestly, to people, because when you have this type of situations, friends are more important than anything in
Yes.
this world.
Yes.
And that's how we were able to remove the bat from our house. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love our firefighters. They're the
Me too.
best.
Me too. They definitely be doing a lot of work
And
around
do
here.
you know what happened just a few days ago?
No.
I'm driving and I'm bringing these posters to promote the event on
Mm-hmm.
October 20th at Cado Common Park. And I stop at the fire station and I see this guy who removed the bat from my house, washing the truck.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh my gosh, we're doing this event. You're welcome to come. He's like, do you remember me? I'm like, how can I forget you? Of course I remember you. You're the
Right.
one who came to my house to remove the bat.
Right.
And I gave him the flyer, and I'm inviting everybody on October 20th to come to the Cado Park. The event is actually a collaboration with the local symphony orchestra. The ending of the event is a surprise for everyone. And the people is actually who are coming to perform is Ukrainian artists who have been trained like me, their whole entire lives they've spent by either playing pianos, they're artists.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the guys is the trained not symphony, he is singer, opera singer.
Yes.
He is a trained opera singer. And when the war started, they took, uh, they all went to protect their country, Ukraine. So then they got, let's say, disabled, injured in the
Mm-hmm.
war.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're in United States touring, and it's their second tour,
Mm-hmm.
and they're basically saying thank you to American people who are supporting Ukraine.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And
Of course.
me as an artist and them, that's the only way how we can say thank you to people,
Yes.
by saying thank you to people and by doing our job.
Yes.
It's like, we're sitting here at 7-Eleven Loft, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a cool space. I came here to see you being a part of a fashion show,
Yes.
and now I see all this beautiful art on the walls, and it's just that's all we can do as an artist. We can,
Mm.
you know, we can do art.
Yes. Um, before I even met you, even when I knew what was going on in Ukraine, I automatically lent my support to Ukraine. Um, because I understand what it's like to be in the middle of a war zone and to have seen them lose everything. They're losing their homes, they lost their jobs, they lost their financial possessions, they lost everything, but they still have themselves as a nation of people and they're fighting for their country. We have to have a heart for people who are literally saying, no, this is my home, this is my country. And to see young men, almost children, were willing to go and take that front line and fight for Ukraine. It was a bigger deal for us as American people to see y'all's story over Ukraine and say, no, we have to stand with them. Yeah, we may not be in their position right now, but we understand what they're going through. And even now, because it's been what, almost 2 years?
It's almost 3 years.
3 years.
February 24th will be 3 years of 2025.
Oh my God, that's extremely long time.
There
Um,
is so many people in Shreveport who got in touch with me and they're saying, can we make a meal for them? Louisiana meal.
mhm. That sounds beautiful.
Can we make a gumbo for them?
Yes.
And the truth is, these people, um, there, there really is a normal people who really is grateful.
Hmm.
And I think when the war started, and by me even like sitting and speaking to you here, everyone should understand how blessed they are.
Yes.
Because might, some people have more, some people have less, but humanity, I think, is what is really stands out for me in Shreveport.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think Shreveport is it's a very interesting place where a lot of people, they do have heart.
We do.
You know what I mean?
We do.
Oh gosh, it's okay. It's okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel literally like I am so blessed, and I'm inviting everybody and anybody, and we are just welcoming our
Yes.
hands to to everyone.
Yes, October the 20th in the Cattle Coming Park, downtown Shreveport, 4 p.m. We definitely want
We
to,
start at 3 p.m.
at three from 3 until 4 p.m.
Yep.
We want to invite everyone around downtown Shreveport in the city of Shreveport from the front line Ukraine with thanks. They are going to be doing a concert for us here to just thank the city of Shreveport just for us to lend our energy and our support to them and what they're doing over for Ukraine. No, thank you. This is a huge deal for us to have them come in and perform for us. I also am going to be interviewing them this weekend also.
You are?
Yes, I've already set it up to interview with them, so I'm going to be chatting with them
Oh my
also.
goodness, thank you
And
so much.
yes, no, thank you because you made these things possible, and I just wanted to lend my platform to this cause because this cause is something that's bigger than us. This is
Well, my support goes out to Florida also because what just happened in Florida, I have
yes,
so many skating friends there, and I have just in general friends there. I mean, we are in a very interesting space right now
mm,
with wars and
mm,
what the world is going through.
yes,
And that's why every night and every morning I go down on my knees and I tell my higher power, I am blessed. Thank you for everything I have. Thank you for the food I have on my table. Thank you for everything.
yes. Oh, this has been an amazing interview. But before we go, I have a game that I play on a Little Tea Time. It's called Candy or Corn,
Yeah,
where I ask my guests about these specific candies.
yeah.
And if you would eat these candies, you could say candy. And if you would not eat these candies, you could say corn.
Okay.
All right. First candy up is the Sneakers.
Oh, it's my favorite. Let me tell you the story. Oh my God. When I just won Olympic gold medal,
Mm-hmm.
my whole life changed. And the media was asking me, what is your favorite candy? I said Sneakers. So they thought because I didn't even speak English when I just won my gold medal.
Mm-hmm.
I was 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't speak any lick of English. So the Nike company came in, they didn't think sneakers, they thought it's a sneaker company.
Mm-hmm.
So the Nike came in the next day offering me a deal for the sneaker.
Nike. Nice. That is so funny because they thought you were saying sneaker as in the shoes and you were saying sneaker the candy.
Sneaker used to be my favorite candy bar, honestly, because when I was a child, um, we were dreaming of American product,
Mm.
but we didn't have American product. We only had our own product. So um, sneaker bar was like a big deal,
Mm.
and I was able to, and it was so expensive, my family couldn't afford it. And then I remember when I won the gold medal, the company sent me the full box of it, and I still couldn't eat it because we have to watch our
Mm-hmm.
weight. So they sent me the whole box of it,
Oh God.
and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I am so rich now." The company sent me the whole box of a sneaker bar. So yeah, I remember that. Oh my gosh, it still is my favorite chocolate bar. Yeah. I like Twix also.
Okay. Because
Yeah,
this
I
is deep.
remember when Eminem,
Yes.
Mars, that's who owns Snickers,
Yes.
they sent it to me, the whole box, to, Oksana. I thought to myself, my God, if my friends who I grew up with, if they can taste it, oh my gosh, I wanted to share it with everybody. Yeah. I thought I was so rich. Oh my God! Because I come from, very different world.
This is so amazing to have this conversation because being that you've been in the United States since 94,
93.
93,
Mhm.
I would have thought that you would have had the experience of having candy in your country.
No, I do, but it's different. It's not like American candy.
Yes.
You
So
know,
you didn't have you when you got here, you had the opportunity to experience
yeah,
the York's
because,
peppermint
oh
patties
yeah,
and the Twigs and the Snickers and the Jolly Ranchers.
yeah. Jelly Ranchers, yeah, I like them. It's that like little small hard candies.
Hmm.
Yeah, sweet and sour, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I like them too.
Oh my God, this
I
is
think I will say yes to all of your candies.
okay. Well, we covered that. Um, I am just so honored and so blessed to have had this moment with you today. Thank you so much.
It's very interesting the way how you felt like something is happening with me.
Mm,
And you said, let's sit down and let's talk.
yes,
And I said, yeah, let's do
it
it.
was important for me to have you here because when you're in our country, while your home is in the middle of a war zone, and I wanted to be able to get your perspective in a real way where we can share it with the other people and let them know that you're okay and you're just as concerned with what's going on there. And if you had a message for your home right now, what would you say to them?
I have actually a message to everyone.
Okay.
I just wanted to tell people how blessed I am and how grateful I am and how I'm just, I don't have any words other than thank you.
And with that being said, as I always say in a little tea time, opportunities knocking, you matter. Let's build and go higher, Shreveport. And remember to be great on purpose and not by accident. The future is now. I am Jarek, aka Jarius D, your favorite published author's favorite published author, and your host of a little tea time with my special guest tonight, Miss Oksana Baiul. Thank you so much for stopping by tonight. Yes.
How long did this go for?
43 minutes.
Oh my God, this fun.
Hey guys, this is Jarek, aka Jarius D, your favorite published author's favorite published author, and your host of a little tea time. If you like this content, please subscribe to the channel and click the next video that's coming up. And again, thank you to all of the royal subscribers who've been tuning in to a little tea time. Your love is all I love. So I will see you guys on the next video. Y'all take care, be well. Peace.